So Rich, like my current house doesn't fit my needs anymore. Like I've outgrown it. I need the money from it to buy something else. And I need to sell it first to buy something, and I just don't want to be homeless. Like, what do I do?
Well, would you prefer to go find a house first or put your house on the market first?
Well, I'm afraid to put my house on the market because what if it sells and I haven't found something I like?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really kind of a double-edged sword. And the bottom line is we can protect either scenario. So let's take the scenario that you decide ultimately it's more powerful for me to put the house on the market, have an accepted contract, and now I go out and I'm a stronger buyer.
Yep.
Right? So for us, what we have done with clients in very similar situations is we put a contingency within the accepted offer, which basically says, hey, we're going to accept your offer, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. However, it's contingent on us finding a home of our choosing within a certain time period.
Yep.
Should that time period come and go, there's a couple of options. You can say, well, I'm really happy with the sale price. I'm going to rent something for the short term. I'm still going to look for a home, but I'm going to let the sale of the house go through. So you do have that option. The other option is we go back to the buyer and we say, hey, look, we haven't found something. I hope this is the perfect home for you. We'd like a little bit more time. So we're asking for some flexibility to go out and find the home of our choosing. So we could extend that contingency. And the third option is ultimately, both parties just say, look, no harm, no foul. We didn't find a home, so we're going to terminate this contract and we're going to regroup or put the house back on the market. So there is that protection of if I wanted to enter the market as a stronger buyer, put my house on the market, get it under contract, make sure I'm protected. The other option is, well, I'm going to wait to put my house on the market and I'm going to go find a home of my choosing. And so what would that look like?
Well, Rich, we'd have to find a seller that'd be willing to wait for us to sell our home. So chances are that seller could have been waiting to sell their home for some time, maybe 1 or 2 months on the market. And then we come along and say, hey, we'd like you to wait another 1 or 2 months for us to try and sell our home. And when that happens, we're going to close our home, buy your home at the same time. And we put a lot of those together, actually. Like there's a lot of people where that works out, where the people's time frames aren't such that that they need the time to be tighter than that. So we work a lot of times with the seller. You do limit your opportunity to purchase to a seller that is willing to do that for you. So you'd have to find a seller that's willing to take a contingent offer that's in the time frame, and then we also have to make sure your house is priced to sell within the time frame, because we're going to get a finite window of time to sell your home and get that done. So, and there's also a third way, Rich. Like there's a financial way in the loan process to this for some people that qualify. Like what's that way, Rich?
Yeah. So the other option is exploring things like carrying 2 mortgages at the same time if you're financially able and willing to do it. I mean, it's,
Yep.
So there is that option. There's also options of, say, like a bridge loan or something along those lines. So you can use financing to be able to purchase the home of your choosing. And then after that closes, you put your house on the market. Ultimately, it's just a delayed closing of the current property. And then, the other cool thing with that is you can actually reconvey the loan. So you put a big lump sum down after your current property sells, then you could actually readjust pricing of the loan with a large down payment. So.
Yep. So there's at least 3 ways to accomplish this without being homeless. So the biggest thing is reach out to us and we can find a plan that works for you. We've not had anyone become homeless in this process. Like there's always a way to work through this. So give us a call and we'd be happy to help you through this process.
Great.